everybody! I mentioned in last week's video that I was going to need your help, and this video is going to explain why. So I have a massive dilemma. I want to start working on this loft space in my doll's house. They're the only rooms that I've not touched since getting the doll's house in August last year. And basically, I need your help in deciding whether to remove these two internal walls to create one really long gallery space. So there's this wall with a little door that doesn't open, and the wall feels really strong, which makes sense because every single bit of this doll's house has been built with such strength. And there's definitely two dividing walls here, so I don't know what's in the cavity in between them. But this isn't the first time I've considered taking on some major restructural work with this doll's house. If you've watched the full playlist, you'll have seen this video where I did an internal restructure. It was so hard, and there were lots of times whilst I was in the middle of this where I massively regretted it and thought that I'd ruined my doll's house. But as it happens, actually I am so glad that I took the risk, because it made all the difference to the doll's house. Because I created this double height banqueting hall, which over time, as I added to it, just became such a perfect space and exactly as I'd imagined it. But I don't want to push my luck. If I do the same upstairs in the attic space and take on this restructural work, will it turn out just as well, or could I ruin my doll's house? Let me explain to you why I'm thinking of making this change. Back last year in summer, I went to Little Morton Hall, which is a National Trust property, and it's a Tudor property, and it was incredible. I decided to watch my video footage back that I took whilst I was there. So this is just my own personal video, it's not up on YouTube, and I did check and get permission whilst I was there, and they said that you're allowed to film and photograph for your own personal use. So I filmed it and photographed it so that I could look back and use it as a reference point for when I was making my doll's house miniatures and doing all of the work on the structure of my doll's house too. So as I was saying, Little Morton Hall is an incredible place, and watching my footage back really gave me inspiration again for the attic rooms. Little Morton Hall has this incredible long gallery, and it is really wibbly and wobbly and wonky, and I believe there has been some structural work done recently to make sure that it's safe and secure and steady, because it was so wobbly. And the beamwork is just outstanding. Oh, it's such an amazing place, and if you ever are able to go to Little Morton Hall, please visit. I would recommend it so highly. Sorry I'm not able to post this video up on my YouTube. This is just my own personal video. It's just my footage that I took so that I could refer to it as I did at my doll's house. But basically, the long gallery space in Little Morton Hall, I'm thinking I could replicate in my attic space. And I'm thinking it could be wobbly and a bit wonky. Apparently, in this gallery space, the residents used to play games, and they know this because they found a little sort of tennis ball, I think it was, and I think it's believed that they might have played Skittles up there with it being such a long space. So my thought process is that I can turn my attic space into kind of like a replica version of this long gallery at Little Morton Hall. Yep, that is the cat that you can hear purring. So I've written down all of the questions that are going through my mind because I'm at the planning stage. So I'm going to talk you through them, and please leave in the comments your answers to these questions. So here's my questions. I've written them all down in my sketchbook because this is part of my planning stage. So should I remove both walls? So first of all, it's two walls, that's a lot of work. They were not easy to remove when I did it before. Will the house keep its structural integrity? I don't want the roof to fall down. Will the floor be raised? So, when I took the wall out before, in the downstairs bit of my doll's house, this bit here at the bottom I just wouldn't have been able to get out. And actually I managed to have nice flat floorboards because it's where the door was downstairs. But here I'm probably going to have a little raised edge where I'm going to have to cut along. I imagine it's probably nail gunned in this wall, because there was definitely a nail securing the wall in downstairs. And also, am I going to be able to put horizontal beams in? Because I'd like to be able to, just like Little Morton Hall. I will be able to where the door currently is, but for these bits here where they would have attached to the roof panel at the other side that opens, would the beams just be suspended? Interestingly, as I was looking at this, I saw a mark here and on the other side as well. There's clearly been something up here originally. I'd love to know what it had been. Will there be a staircase coming up to the loft? So, I definitely do not want to cut a hole in the floor of this, because I just think that it will ruin the ceiling of the room below. So I could put some little tiny stairs going up here and then have kind of like a Trompe l'oeil effect, where I paint a picture to make it look like it's got depth and like it's going up and into the attic. So that is an option. If it's kept as 2 rooms, actually, is that better? Is there more scope for adding more accessories and more furnishings? If you've got any ideas of what I could do with these 2 rooms if I keep them separate, please can you let me know? I'd still have to do something with the doors because they don't look very Tudory at all. Do the lift up panels need to be repainted? So this bit here I would paint in the wheatgrass colour that I've painted the rest of the doll's house in. But I had painted these panels in the raw umber, so I'd probably have to paint these in wheatgrass too. So I'm sure that's doable. It's just a bit of a job that I didn't want to really have to do again. But that's not a big job. Things that definitely need to happen is I need to remove the carpet, so regardless of what I do, and I need to put the new floorboards in. And also the stonework around the windows and the skirting board need painting. For the stonework around the windows, I'm going to probably use the same technique that I used to make the stonework on the exterior of them, but just really carefully mould it inside. Hello! So I actually need to do this for all of the windows in the house at the back of them. So that's on my to-do list anyway. So I'm just stuck and I don't know what to do. So I'm going to pop these roof panels back on for now, and I'm going to read all of your comments really carefully. What do you think I should do? Please, please let me know.